So the Galaxy Note 7 has to be up there with some of the biggest fails of this entire year. But what if there was an option that didn't, you know, blow up in your face? So coming in at just $150, this is just a fraction of the cost of the original Note 7. And from the exterior at least, it really does look quite realistic. Whilst you can see the exterior isn't quite up to the same quality when it reflects light, it doesn't exactly reflect it evenly. The device does feel very strongly built, there's no creaking, and surprisingly it's actually heavier than the original. It's got the same curves to it, so it cups very nicely in the hands, but it does attract a few too many fingerprints. And something which is quite confusing is the glass is very far in front of the actual display, noticeably so, and there's a kind of odd looking logo which is definitely not Samsung on the top. Turning it on, we're greeted by a 720p 5.7-inch curved display, which no, it does not scream eye-popping sharpness. Having said that, I actually really enjoyed watching videos on it. It's got a slightly more neutral color palette, but it works surprisingly well for the phone. It doesn't look like a Samsung display, but it doesn't look bad. As we've come to expect with these smartphones, it runs a TouchWiz but not quite TouchWiz OS, but a lot of the time you'll forget it's not the real deal. Animations run smoothly, the transitions are pretty fast, even the settings and the notification bar, while they aren't exactly what Samsung's using, seem believable. In fact, they've even gone a step further and integrated the Edge control functions, and the inbuilt apps are pretty much identical to the ones on my S7 Edge. Even more impressive is the fact that they've included a functioning S Pen. It feels pretty sturdy, a little bit tricky to take out, it's not got that sort of push to eject function, but it is responsive and accurate, and it does have some of the cool features of the actual Note 7. Now, it's a real shame because I really like the rest of the phone, but you're not really getting your money's worth when it comes to the specs. With an MT6 580 and 1GB of RAM, this is not going to be acing the benchmarks anytime soon. Having said that, gaming performance really wasn't bad in any sense of the word. It can play 2D, 2.5D, even a lot of 3D games with no problems at all, literally a smooth 60 frames per second. Yes, you will have to turn down some settings here and there, and yeah, it's only outputting at 720p, but for the most part it's very playable. Now to be honest, considering how poor the original Note 7 speakers were, I hardly had high hopes for this one, and yeah, it's not great. The volume is not particularly high, it sounds tinny, and it doesn't add anything to the experience whatsoever. It's also only offering a mono experience, and the placement means it sometimes gets covered when you're holding it. At 2600 mAh, the battery is hardly top of the line, but considering the lower power of the components and screen, it does last you through a full day of use, but not too much more. Even though the phone tells you it has 128 gigs of storage, well, it's lying to you. It really only has 8GB of ROM, but you can expand that with another 32GB SD. In terms of the camera, we've just got a straight up, standard 8MP sensor. There's really not much to it, there's no fancy laser focus, as you probably would expect with a fake device. We do have a flash, but it's not particularly powerful. But the software is surprisingly well done, it does look and feel pretty much exactly the way Samsung's does. In the right lighting, it actually uses those 8MP pretty well. Detail is not half bad at all, but it does suffer from a lack of depth of field. On top of that, the shutter time is not the fastest, so you really do have to hold the phone still while you're taking a photo. And with HDR mode on, the processing time is so much that I just could not even get one photo where the subject wasn't blurry. It doesn't get much better because low light shots were a real sore point, but on the other hand, the front camera was pretty serviceable. So there we go guys, that is the $150 Galaxy Note 7 replica. As it is a replica phone, I won't provide links to it, but I hope you found the video interesting nonetheless. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you slapped that like button. It would really mean a lot to me. And with that being said, I'm Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'm signing out.